This is so automatic.
J Squad.
How much do you see the style of play, both offensively and defensively, changing with the new additions?
I think that the key thing on that point, because it's something I've had, you think about it, I think as a coach, every team, is different. Even sometimes when certain combinations are the same. Just like you're certain things you can do against certain opponents, but more specifically, our identity doesn't change. We still are a team that baseline wants to be, an elite defensive team, and that's what we want to work towards. Now, personnel may dictate that you play differently, particularly in certain situations, because that's playing to your personnel. It's more common to think about playing to your personnel from an offensive standpoint, and we'll try to do that too. I mean, my job is to try to, kind of in line with what we were talking about as far as finding out about players, finding out about combinations, and then adjusting to try to, whatever you're doing from a system standpoint, to maximize that. But the same thing as I would say on defense and competing and valuing defense, we're still going to emphasize transition defense. It doesn't matter who's on the floor, we got to get back. That's the first line of defense. And then offensively, we're a team that's been unselfish. And I think you could, that can apply to a lot of different things conceptually on offense. Whether it's somebody taking a good shot, sometimes somebody getting an offensive rebound and kicking it out, a high pass to the rim. All those things manifest themselves, but they may look a little differently with different personnel. But I think from an identity standpoint, we like who we are, and I think our players, even though some of the guys that haven't played in competition yet, just from the way they've played at other places and in contact as we're getting to know them, it's something that they will embrace. I'm confident of that.
Given the number of guys who have had kind of number one experience, so to speak, on this team, do you look at staggering those lineups? Do you look at that as an opportunity to?
Right, it's a good question. Well, first of all, we've got guys that have. I don't know how you qualify number one threat. You could talk about it in terms of usage. Those guys they know what it takes to fit in. When I say fit in, it doesn't necessarily mean, defer. It means how can I be most effective? And, certainly, I think that speaks to the unselfishness that these guys have. And I think, I don't want anybody to defer to anybody else. I want us to play in concert and share the ball and find out the best opportunity. And I think the fact that you have players that are capable of doing that, if they're unselfish and play to each other and figure out how they can help each other, that's something that not only is a positive for our team, but for those guys individually, it's a fun way to play. It's up to those guys to figure out how to complement each other. And I do think that's not like a finite thing. Okay, this is what we do. I think game to game, and their willingness to kind of take what is given, I think is a key thing, and for us to recognize what those things are.